She's not going to tell me I can't speak about my life. Meghan Markle's half-sister faces backlash after launching astonishing attack on royal bride-to-be. Royal fans have hit out at Meghan Markle's half-sister after she launched a stinging attack on the bride-to-be, saying that she has no right to try and censor her. Samantha Markle has given a bombshell interview to U.S. media where she insisted she had freedom of speech and has every right to speak out. The mother of three, who has given a series of meddling media interviews in recent weeks, laid into Meghan amid claims she is upset about her airing her views. But after the astonishing clip emerged, royal well-wishers blasted the 53-year-old, telling her, "The world can't wait for you to go away." Thomas Markle's daughter by his first marriage has been accused of abusing her connections to Meghan, who she hasn't seen for 10 years. Yesterday she waded into the faked paparazzi photos row as she defended her father when it emerged Mr. Markle had staged the shots for money. She spoke out as Meghan's mother Doria, now favored to walk her down the aisle after her father faces a heart surgery operation today, headed to London on a flight from Los Angeles. Samantha, 53, told TMZ, "If it's about my life or my father's, there is something in this country called freedom of speech. She doesn't have a copyright on that, and she's not going to tell me that I can't speak about my life or my father's life where it's a matter of public self-defense. The media is disparaging us. I'm not going to take it." She's not qualified to suggest that I don't under any law in this country. This is not Great Britain. I am a United States citizen and that's all there is to it. She's way out of her league to tell me that I can't speak. I'm not saying anything about her, but if I'm talking about my life or my father's, she has to respect it. But she was deluged with a barrage of abuse on social media, with one user commenting, "Wow, her attitude sure changed when she was told Meghan wants her to stop talking. I don't know why SM cares what the tabloids say. She isn't anybody important. SM actually believes she herself is a celebrity. Sorry lady, you're not. The world can't wait for you to go away." Another said, "Samantha Markle really needs to get a grip. Everything this woman says just makes her look bitter and jealous." And another tweet said, "Desperate to go to Meghan and Harry's wedding but wants to disparage them at the same time. Not cool." In the explosive chat, Samantha admitted the relationship she has with her half-sister is strained and claimed that Meghan doesn't have a relationship with anyone in the family. In the interview, which comes just 3 days before the couple tie the knot at St. George's Chapel, Windsor, on Saturday, she also revealed she had bought the couple a sentimental wedding gift, adding, "I would like to give it to her in person, but if not I will certainly send it." Samantha first hit out at her famous half-sister when the romance was first revealed in 2016. She claimed she had always been attracted to Harry because she was ambitious and wanted to become a princess. She also announced she would release her memoirs and that her sister should be prepared for some uncomfortable revelations. She also blasted her sister on Twitter when it appeared she had been snubbed from the wedding, despite members of the public being invited. She said, "Out of respect and humanitarianism, the Markles should be invited if 2,000 complete strangers are. Our uncle, brother, me, best friend of 30 years, nephews. Our issue is not a matter of closeness. Family is family." Yesterday she gave an interview to Good Morning Britain to speak about Mr. Markle pulling out of the wedding because he didn't want to embarrass the royal family following the fake photo row. She was then accused by host Piers Morgan of being a little vulture and grabbing money by trashing the Suits star. In an explosive exchange, Mr. Morgan asked her, "How much money have you made from trashing Meghan Markle?" To which Samantha replied, "Not very much." Ms. Markle said she had encouraged her father to do a deal with paparazzi, claiming he had been treated shabbily by the media. But Piers went on the offensive and said, "There's no bigger media vulture in this wedding than you. You are doing a book called The Diary of Princess Pushy's Sister." Samantha replied that a book cannot be judged by its cover or by its title. She also claimed that she was the culprit behind the embarrassing faked photographs of their father taken in the run-up to this week's royal wedding. Samantha said she advised him to cooperate with a US-based paparazzo photographer in order to show himself, and, strangely, the royal family, in a positive light, and insisted his motive hadn't been money. But she could not confirm whether Mr. Markle had actually accepted any payment for his collusion for the stunt. Mr. Markle later told TMZ he had. Ms. Markle told GMB, "He was unfairly present in the media as shabby, I think photographer looked for the most unflattering photographs. My father has really suffered at the hands of the media. I think a person has a right to say enough is enough. I wasn't to be shown how I really am. But Piers hit back. You've spent the last 2 years criticizing her. You called her narcissistic, selfish, that Hollywood has changed her and that Prince Harry shouldn't marry her. Yet you have the gall to blame media vultures. You've made loads of money off the back of a tenuous link to Meghan Markle, who you've spoken to once in 10 years. You've been trashing her for 2 years, you vulture. Meghan's dad won't attend her wedding because he will have heart surgery today, and blames his son for triggering heart attack with letter to Harry urging him to walk away. Meghan Markle's father won't attend her wedding to Prince Harry in 3 days' time because he needs to have major heart surgery today, it has been claimed. Thomas Markle, 73, who lives in Mexico, revealed that doctors will go in and clear blockage, repair damage, and put a stent where it is needed during the operation, which will take place at 3:30 p.m. UK time. Mr. Markle is thought to have previously stayed at General Hospital in Rosarito, the town where he lives, but it is unclear where today's operation will take place. Free public health care is provided in Mexico, as opposed to the U.S. where it is administered by private institutions. The retired lighting director believes his heart attack was triggered by an open letter his son, Thomas Jr., wrote trying to convince Harry not to marry Meghan. Meanwhile, it was claimed today that the relationship between Meghan's parents has been strained further after the fallout over the paparazzi photos. A source told The Sun Online, Thomas and Doria are currently barely speaking to one another. He is trying to make peace after everything that has happened. Their relationship had been hanging by a thread for months before the staged photo scandals. He had told friends that he wanted to come with the peace gesture for an appeasement before the wedding and his daughter's big day, but his recent actions have crushed that. The revelation over surgery was the latest twist on a roller coaster of speculation surrounding whether Mr. Markle would attend Saturday's royal wedding at Windsor Castle in Berkshire. It came just hours after Meghan seemed to have convinced her father to change his mind and walk her down the aisle. He pulled out on Monday, saying he didn't want to further embarrass his daughter after the Mail on Sunday revealed he had staged paparazzi photos for money. But yesterday it seemed he had backtracked on his decision after the bride-to-be pleaded with him to come to England for the big day in Berkshire. He told TMZ that Meghan tried calling him on Monday, but he wasn't near his phone. She later sent a text saying she loved him and was concerned about his health. "I hate the idea of missing one of the greatest moments in history and walking my daughter down the aisle," Mr. Markle said yesterday. "Of course I'd walk her down the aisle. This is a historic moment. I'd like to be a part of history." Mr. Markle, who had a heart attack a week ago, returned to the hospital yesterday after having chest pains. He said a series of tests found that the heart attack had done significant damage and revealed he needed immediate surgery. Mr. Markle also blamed his recent health troubles on his son Thomas, who told Harry that marrying Meghan would be the biggest mistake in royal wedding history. "It's not too late. Meghan Markle is obviously not the right woman for you." Thomas's letter, shared with In Touch, reads, "I'm confused why you don't see the real Meghan that the whole world now sees." Thomas went on to call his half-sister a jaded, shallow, conceited woman that will make a fool of you and the royal family heritage. Just a week later, in another open letter, Thomas apologized for his words and begged Meghan to invite him to her wedding. But when it came to her father, Mr. Markle revealed that Meghan held no hard feelings against him for setting up paparazzi photos for money. When asked what the Queen thought about his money grab, Mr. Markle laughed and said, "I don't think the Queen is thinking about what I'm doing." Mr. Markle said although he doesn't believe faking the hammy photos was that serious, he admitted it was a stupid decision. He also blasted his eldest daughter Samantha Markle, who revealed she convinced Mr. Markle to set up the photos. Mr. Markle said Samantha has no real relationship with Meghan, and knows nothing of her relationship with Harry. Before changing his mind, Mr. Markle said he believed his ex-wife Doria Ragland would be a good choice to give their daughter away at St. George's Chapel, where the wedding is being held in the grounds of Windsor Castle. Miss Ragland is flying into the UK from Los Angeles to support her daughter and would be the clear favorite to walk her down the aisle if Mr. Markle is not cleared by doctors to fly. Prince Charles is 2-1 with the bookies to step in, while Prince William is 5-1 to take Meghan into St. George's Chapel before starting his duties as Harry's best man. There have also been a flurry of bets on Meghan walking down the aisle alone. On Monday night, Mr. Markle told TMZ that Miss Ragland should be the person to do it. Miss Ragland has been keeping a low profile in recent weeks ahead of Saturday's nuptials, and has been photographed out and about near her home in Los Angeles. So far there has been no official announcement on who will now be walking Meghan down the aisle. But according to TMZ, Mr. Markle believes Miss Ragland, who has a close relationship with her daughter, should now be the one to give her away if he cannot make it. The yoga instructor and social worker has been described by Meghan as a free-spirited clinical therapist, and she has been seen alongside Meghan at a number of public events. Harry, who has described her as amazing, flew Miss Ragland out to Toronto to join Meghan and himself at the Invictus Games last year. Royal experts said at the time that Harry's decision to invite Meghan's mother to join them at the closing ceremony of the tournament was hugely significant. Miss Ragland was already expected to have an important role during the ceremony. It is thought she will ride with Meghan in the car to the chapel to Windsor Castle. She is also expected to meet the Queen, Prince Philip, Prince Charles and Camilla, and Prince William and his wife, Kate, before the big day.